Myself, SOMYA, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology from AVS College of Arts and Science, Autonomous. I am going to explain about lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs, they are the specialized tissues in the body that produce, store and mature the lymphocytes. Lymphocytes refers to cell. So lymphocytes are the specialized type of white blood cells which are crucial for immune defense mechanisms. These organs play a central role in the development and functioning of the immune system. They are classified into primary and secondary lymphoid organs, which is based on their structure and development and activation of the lymphocytes. So these lymphocytes are the specialized type of white blood cells. Based on their developmental and activation stage, it is divided into primary and secondary lymphoid organs. Next, these lymphoid organs are majorly classified into primary and secondary lymphoid organs. Under primary lymphoid organs, it is classified into bone marrow and thymus, and these secondary lymphoid organs are classified into lymph nodes, spleen, and mucosal associated tissue. Next slide. Primary lymphoid organs. These lymphoid organs are called as central lymphoid organs. It is the site for the development of immature lymphocytes. So here the immature type of white blood cells develop in the primary lymphoid organs. Under primary lymphoid organs, thymus and bone marrow are the major organs. Thymus, it is the site for T cell maturation, and it eliminates the self-reactive T cells, which prevents autoimmunity. Here the autoimmunity means our body's mechanism is when the foreign antigen enter into their body, it is recognized as foreign and the antibodies are produced in response to the foreign antigen. But in the case of autoimmunity, the body's own cell is considered as foreign and the antibodies are produced in response to the own cells. So this is called as autoimmunity. In the thymus, each lobe is surrounded by a capsule. This capsule is present in the structure of the thymus. These T cells may release soluble factors which stimulates the development of B cell. These thymus are active during childhood days and it shrinks with the age. This lobe is divided into lobule and arc, which is separated by a connective tissue called trabeculae. Here the lobe has two compartments, outer cortex and inner medulla. Next slide. This is the diagrammatic representation of thymus. Here the outer cortex and inner medulla are separated in the structure, and the lobule is divided by a trabeculae which separates the lobes part. Next slide. Bone marrow. This bone marrow also comes under primary lymphoid tissue. It is a site for B cell origin and development. So here B cell they becomes developmental stage at this bone marrow. It is a source of hematopoietic stem cells. These hematopoietic stem cells are the specialized stem cells which can be divided into any types of stem cells. So they are called as specialized type of stem cells. It has two regions, red bone marrow and yellow bone marrow. These B cells and stromal cells interact with each other and they secrete cytokine. Here stromal cells refers to, they are the non-hematopoietic cells which involve in the tissue development and nourishment. So the B cells and stromal cells interact with each other and they secrete cytokines. These cytokines are the chemical messenger. They are the soluble protein which involved in the transporting message from one signal to other signal, and it also eliminate the B cell with self-reacting antibody. This is the structure of the B cell which bone marrow, which has the red bone marrow region and yellow bone marrow region, and also has blood vessels like arteries and veins, and has a compact bone structure. Here the red bone marrow region has a spongy bone region. Next comes to the secondary lymphoid organs. It is also called as peripheral lymphoid organs, and it is the site where the mature lymphocytes develop. It has a lymph node. These lymph nodes swell during infection due to the immune cell multiplication. So when our body comes under infection, when it is infected with infection, these lymph nodes swell, and it is due to immune cell multiplication, and it is a small bean-shaped structure which is found throughout the body. These lymph nodes filter the lymph and they trap the pathogen. These lymph node, it is the first organized structure which is encounter the antigen. So these lymph node are first organized structure which encounter the antigen, and it is further divided into three regions: cortex, paracortex and medulla. These cortex are thymus independent area, and paracortex is thymus dependent area, and medulla are the plasma cells. Next is the diagrammatic representation of lymph node. Here the outer layer is capsule which covers the entire surface of the lymph node, and it has cortex and medulla. The medulla separates each part of the cortex, and it has arteries and veins and lymphatic vessels. And the valve present in the lymph node, it is for the transport of the blood. Next is the spleen. It is the largest lymphoid organ, and it filters the blood and removes the old RBC and respond to the blood-borne antigen. It is the large ovoid structure and which is situated at the left of the abdominal cavity. It has two parts, which is red pulp and white pulp. Here the red pulp filter the blood and they remove the old RBCs, which can be either it can be old damaged RBCs, or it can be immature RBCs. And white pulp, it contains B cells and T cells, which is responsible for normal immune function. Here the red pulp and white pulp, they function in a systematic way for the development of the immune function. Here the red pulp, which filters and removes the old or damaged blood cells, and after the removal of the old and damaged blood cells, the white pulp region, which contains B and T cells, which is responsible for the immune function. These red pulp and white pulp can be seen in the diagrammatic representation of spleen, which has the two compartment regions. These lymphoid organs are essential for immune function. Here the primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs, which function in a systematic way for the development of the immunity. Here the primary lymphoid organs, which is bone marrow and thymus, they produce and mature the lymphocytes, which is the type of the WBC cells. And the secondary lymphoid organs like lymph nodes and spleen activate them to fight against the infection. So both the primary and secondary lymphoid organs work in a systematic way. First the primary lymphoid organs develop, which produce and mature the lymphocytes, and the secondary lymphoid organs which activate them to fight against the infection. So together the primary and secondary lymphoid organs, they work in a systematic way that maintain the immunity and protect the body. These lymphoid organs, both primary and secondary, are essential for the normal immune function. Here it works in a systematic way for the development, and it is essential for normal immune function. Thank you.